Let's talk a little bit about a grossly over-engineered Gobar deck. If you're not familiar with a Gobar deck, think of it as a planar clamping surface. You typically would have your normal clamps, your F-style clamps, your bar clamps, things like that can apply a tremendous amount of force in, a pinching sort of motion. The Gobar deck as an alternative way of thinking about clamping, allows you to do more delicate clamping. And it does that by having a base where you place the thing that you want to have clamped, and then taking a flexible rod of some kind. I use fiberglass rods, you can use plastic rods, there are other options. And you bend the rod and place one point of that rod on the thing that you want to hold in place, bend the rod, and flex it into the top plane of the Gobar deck. And this allows you to create a delicate clamping surface that still holds your parts together. This is very commonly used by luthiers for gluing bracing into the tops and backs of guitars, for example. And what you'll see here is using my Avid CNC machine to cut out the panels used for those two planar clamping surfaces. And what I'll do when this is finished is put some steel alignment pins into these 4 corners, the 1/4-inch dowel locations to allow for alignment of these two pieces of material when they're being glued together. And we'll see that in a little bit, but it allows us to kind of glue everything without everything sliding all over the place and getting crazy. Ask me how I know. This may or may not be the second time that I've run this job. It's a nice system. It's really, really great way to clamp things that are delicate. And it is way over-engineered. You'll see as we go through this whole process that not only are the top and bottom planes thicker than normal, I'm using actual steel rod rather than all thread like a lot of people use, and some custom 3D printed brackets that kind of hold everything together and give us a little bit more ease of use in terms of adjustability, because you adjust the clamping pressure by moving the top plane up or down. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. And as this finishes up, this is running really, really smooth with a 3/8 inch compression bit by Vortex Tool Company that I purchased a couple of weeks ago that I've been having fantastic results with. Now that the panels are cut out, let's insert some steel pins and glue this together. And now that it's all glued together and working, we're going to make some clamps. These clamps, and you'll see a couple of prototypes on the CNC machine there. These clamps attach to these Baltic Birch plane surfaces on the Gobar deck and allow for that adjustability. And it's pretty straightforward mechanism whereby there are three bolts, I should say, that hold the clamp to each corner of the top and bottom plane surfaces, and I can then slide the top down the rods onto the Gobar deck and then loosen or tighten these clamps to allow me to move this thing up and down really easy, super straightforward, barely an inconvenience. But all of that is in theory, because now that I've got this all assembled and everything, I've found that it is a little tighter than I would like when everything is loosened up. And so I'll go back with a reamer, loosen everything up a little bit, open up the holes, and hopefully things will be a little bit more smooth for adjustment purposes. It's hypnotic. Now that we've got all 8 of these clamps or brackets or whatever you want to call them installed on the Gobar deck plates, I look back at this and I kind of think it turned out really good, and I expect that I will get a lot of use out of this clamping fixture. Thanks for watching. If you think that this was pretty cool, leave me a comment. If you think this is a bunch of trash, I don't really care. I just made this kind of for myself, and it was fun. Thanks.